That was Tui Waiti on the front stand. Right. Get the hand pieces going, boys and girls. We're going to put 2 sheep at you to get a good indication here. It's a big moment, so as far as the official bit of the shears here, this is the last and final event, and then we'll be on to the big speed shear after this.
Well, we have a green light. We just we won't hustle these 2 youngsters. This is the last event. This is their day in the sun. But the sooner they get shearing, the less nervous they're going to be.
Wide Web, we're coming to you with the first Golden Shears shearing final for the year 2015. Up on stage we have all these young shearers, and they were called up onto the stage by the commentators, and look, it's history being made here. I think the shearer on stand number 6, 11-year-old Ruben Alabaster of Taihape, I believe is the youngest finalist we've ever had. Well, we're underway. The starters have given them the green light and we're away. We've got this young lady here on stand number 1. All these folks have never been in the Golden Shears final, and they're away. And we got Taya Fiowati of Dargaville, and there she is. She's working away in the belly. The judges are looking over her shoulder. This is the novice shearing final, and there is the flag on the left that tells you where they are, and we're lucky to have the ANZ Bank as the major sponsor for this event. The ANZ have put so much into shearing and the agricultural sector, and they're going streets and streets ahead. Into the undermine from the South Island is the Marlborough girl, Sarah Higgins. She's from Marlborough, and I'm not too sure if she's a full-time shearer, but there she is working her way into the undermine. The cameras are working up there, and I just need to look down on the screen just so I know where the shearers are. And a little bit out of sync here, but that's okay. This is the first one, we'll get it right. I need to look at the big monitor. Stand number 3, Bailey Rush from Kimbolton. I'm Manawa Tule. Oh, she's going to give him a little bit of a dance around. The hands are going, the nerves are going, and Bailey Rush, he works back there. There he goes, up the neck and away he goes from Kimbolton. Bailey Rush, working away under the auspicious eyes of the judges. Just quietly going, and to the right of the screen you can see their points, and the total points so far is 5.8 for Bailey Rush. Local girl, a local Wairarapa girl, Sarah Edmonds. There she is, a beautiful shot of this young lady. She's working around the ears of the sheep, and in New Zealand we have a language called Māori, and the ear is called the taringa. The eye is called the karu, so she's just done that bit. Now she's working on to the first waiwai, the first leg, and she's going to pick it up. And so hopefully you folks are all tuning in and working away. It was on to the long blow. This young Sarah Edmonds of Masterton is working away. Long blow time for this young lady, and look at the wonderful shots that we're getting. Onto the first shoulder, a little bit of wool there. We go down to the next stand, on stand number 5, a novice, Cody Gregg of Livin. His points tallied so far, 7.6. Now Cody, all these novices probably are still at school, probably haven't worked out in the shearing shed full time, and they've probably just been able to shear the odd sheep that's destined for the barbecue, or that's probably passed away in the night and the wool's too valuable, so they shear it off, and that's the practice they get. And in this industry it's quite interesting. You start from the back. The last foreleg is probably where these young shearers will start. We call it finishing the last side. Down around behind, there he goes. And this is the young guy down here on stand number 6, Ruben Alabaster. He's already finished his first sheep. The singlet is too big for him. He's had to tie it up there. But I would suspect that young Rubens might be about 45 kilograms in weight. 45 kilograms in weight. The sheep is 65 kilograms, so power to weight ratio, young Ruben has got his work cut out. But we'll just focus on this young guy at the moment. He's got the handpiece in his hand and he's really loving it. He had a great grand uncle, a guy named Ray Alabaster, who did so many finals in this area. And this young man, I believe at 11 years of age, What a future. What are we going to see in 10 years' time when this guy is only going to be 21? Up the neck he goes. Back to the front there on stand number 3. Bailey Rush is coming down the last side. 2 competition sheep to shear. And at this stage, we are going through, halfway through. Look at how careful this guy is. Look at how polished the sheep is. This is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, all the World Wide Web. The skills that these folks develop on a shearing board in front of people is transferred back out into the hills where the workplaces go on, and they develop and they go on. Sarah Edmonds just finishing off. She has a look down the boards, just keeping an eye on the neighbour, saw her work, and as we've often said, this is the hottest, sometimes the most smelliest job you can have in the world. And being able to display these skills on a stage, giving ourselves a little bit of limelight, is absolutely fantastic. She's just finishing off her finishing touches, and there she goes. She's putting that one out, rushes in for sheep number 2. Not quite sure how quickly they're going. We don't have the time here, but that's... Oh, there's one that wants to dance around. We have often said when we're commentating, these are not tame animals, these are animals that have come from out in the boondocks, and this one has just clipped its ear, so we'll just move on to the next shearer. Thank you, Toby. And these sheep are not tame, they're wild, they don't really like human beings, and the only time they see a human is to get probably a drench or a vaccination, and they become very uncomfortable. They come from the hills and they're more comfortable out in the hills, but here they're in front of the bright lights here at the Golden Shears and onto the first shoulder, the undermine Bailey Rush. But I would think there's our points at this stage. Our young man, he's got a little bit high on the board, second cut wise. The time is all good, but the board is the second cuts. We're not showing you how they're doing outside, but the total on the right, we're really looking for that lowest person, and this is going to be an instant prize giving. So Bailey Rush is working into the undermine. He's on stand number 3, and at this stage, him and Cody Gregg, Taia Fiorwati is the top qualifier at the moment, but this young man is getting to switch his handpiece off. He's already switched it off. The crowd are giving him a standing ovation. 11 years old, goodbye sheep, we'll see you next year, and he might be about 6 or 7 inches taller when he comes back as a 12-year-old. That's Ruben Alabaster. Round behind there is Sarah Edmonds working away there. The judges are looking for the quality side of it. Every time the shearer makes a stroke with the handpiece, they've got to cut that fibre wall off nice and clean. So anybody around the world that's watching this, or even locally, this is a bird's eye view of what's going on with the Golden Shears. Sarah's one just won't sit still. She'll just work away quietly. Female competitors, shearing competitors, just seem to have a little bit of a quietness about them. They calm the sheep down a bit. The girl Sarah Higgins from Marlborough in the South Island getting ready to turn her machine off. And she'd be quite happy with that finished job as well, because she never does untidy job. Look at that, the little bit of sock work left there on that back foot. She pops it through the port island, she'd be happy. Longbow time for Bailey Rush. Bailey Rush is still working away. Well, once they get to finish, the fastest person finishes. Every time 20 seconds ticks by now, the fastest person is gaining a point on the ones that haven't finished. So I suppose you could call it a disqualification point. So that's how it's going at the moment. Long load time for Bailey Rush, starting to get a little bit left behind on the time, which could severely penalise him when he gets to the total points. But he's still making a magnificent job on the board, so we'll just see how he goes as he turns to the last side. The Masterton girl is just starting the long blow as well. Sarah Edmonds. Edmonds is a big family here. Sit still, you little beauty. All I want is the wool and you can have your body, she'll be saying to the sheep. She gets to turn to the last side. Coming down the last side is the little guy, Cody Gregg, and just looking at his points, oh my goodness, he's starting to get penalised, and it's looking very good for Sarah Higgins from Marlborough. The time is now starting to work against these other competitors. The lights are blazing away, the sweat's pouring as it is here in this little studio of ours. So let's see how it goes. Polishing it up, you've got to make that effort at this early stage of your career. And these are our first timers, our novice shearers, and this is going to be an instant prize giving. As soon as they're finished, we'll hand you over to our MC, Mr. Kieran McAnulty, and he will go through with the presentations. But at this stage, worldwide, we're coming to the close of the first shearing final, the novice shearing final, here on a very busy Thursday and hot Masterton War Memorial Hall. And we're looking forward to a little bit of a break because this evening we go into the Motunui speed shear. So the ANZ novice shearing final is coming to a close, and this is going to be very good because we got ANZ to put a lot into the farming sector, into the whole agricultural industry as a whole, and the crowd are going to give this young lady, Sarah Edmonds, a good hand. And if you look to the left of your screen, we've only got the outside points to put up, but at this stage, this Sarah Higgins in anybody's books is probably a clear winner. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now go straight over to the MC, Mr. Kieran McAnulty, and he'll come through to you with
This will carry the mantle, and let's hope they enjoy their time as the rest of their predecessors have. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, there for Sarah Edmonds, the local lady from Masterton, who completes her second sheep when she pushes the time clock. Don't forget, we have an instant prize giving, so stay on your seats. It's all coming up before you pretty smartly. Later on this evening, we have that speed shear. Doors are open at 6 o'clock for the shearers for the speed shear.
Yeah, thank you, fellas. Also, ladies and gentlemen, just before the presentation, we'd just like to acknowledge that we've got one of our men out the back who's been with Golden Shears for, I believe, 15 years, that has just turned 40 today. So to Mike Slater, who's out the back tipping over sheep and doing all the hard work, many happy returns, Mike, on your 40th birthday. And I'm sure that, ladies and gentlemen, we can put our hands together for everybody out the back and everybody behind the scenes. So well done, Mike. He's a young farmer at 40. That's pretty old for a young farmer, but good on him. So congratulations.
Just stay up here, please, shearers, for the instant prize giving. So, Taya, if we can speak to you for a wee second. Tell me the amount of shearing you've done as a novice. Have you, spent a lot of time on the stand, or planning on becoming a full-time shearer?
I just do a little bit here and there in the shed, and yes, maybe one day.
Good work. A little bit, is that lunch times, after work, or smogos, or?
Yeah, like after the run and like before the run and after the run, and crutching.
And crutching. Crutching's good. Crutching's a very good way to learn. It's just to do those little wee shots for a start. And look, shearers are always keen on you jumping up and having a go, of course, because you'll be clicking the clicker as you go in the pen, so it gets tallied up to the shearer. Are you volunteering? No. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, there's no freebies. So the shearer gets paid. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get across. So Sarah, what do you you're a busy sort of lass, you're in all sorts of things, but what do you think of the shearing trade, and how do you think you went in this final?
I felt pretty comfortable, so hopefully it went all right. Yeah.
Good work. Are you good to go, Kieran? Are we right? I'll hand you over to Kieran.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an instant prize giving for the ANZ Novice Shearing. I have with me Chris Morris, the Agri Manager from ANZ Masterton, who'll be presenting the awards, and we'll be just saying a few brief words.
Good afternoon, I'm Chris Morris, one of 13 managers servicing the Wairarapa Taurua for the ANZ. We're pleased to support the shears over the next couple of days, and pleased to be sponsoring the novice section of the awards today. We recognise the importance of shearing in New Zealand agriculture, and obviously also a pathway to farm ownership. We recognise that's getting harder these days, and one of the things that we're doing to make a little bit of difference is we've developed a product called the ANZ Farm Startup Package, which is a sort of a $50,000 unsecured facility that young ambitious people can access to get cracking in agriculture. So if you want to know a little bit more about that, call into your local branch and we can tell you. But I'd just like to congratulate all the contestants today. You've done extremely well, and yeah, well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. The winner of the ANZ Novice Shearing will receive $200 and the horseshoe trophy. And the winner is Sarah Higgins. Congratulations, Sarah. This is the first step toward where many Golden Shears champions have taken, so you must be very pleased to put your name amongst that group.
Absolutely. I'm a wee bit surprised, but Ethan, you told me you just had to get better than 6th. A big thank you and congratulations to the other competitors. Thanks to all the judges and everybody that's helped me, Tom Wilson with the gear. Yeah, thanks everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Good on you, Sarah. Second place receives $120. Taya Phil Wati. Third place and $100. Cody Gregg. Fourth place and $50. Let's hear it for him, Ruben Alabaster. Fifth place and $50, Bailey Rush. And sixth place, Sarah Edmonds. That concludes our presentation for the ANZ Novice Shearing, and also today's official events for the Golden Shears. We'll be passing on now to the Speed Shears, which will be starting at 6:30. Up until then, we'll be clearing the stadium. Thank you all very much for your attendance, and we look forward to seeing you tonight and, of course, tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kieran. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder, please, to competitors tomorrow, if you're late entry in any of the events tomorrow, can you be sure to enter as early as you can? It makes our job a lot easier when we're rostering our events. So any late entries tomorrow, get in as quick as you can, please, and we'll see you in the morning.